guys, how's it going? It is really cold outside, but it's November, and I guess that's to be expected. Welcome to Knitspired. This is episode 14, I think. Today is Tuesday, November 7th, 2017. Sorry, I had to check that one. And yes, welcome back. My name is Mikobeeko, and welcome back to previous viewers, and welcome to new viewers, and to all of you, thank you so much for taking some time to watch me. I really appreciate that. This is becoming really fun for me because I am meeting so many new people, and that's basically what I'm doing this for, because obviously the numbers are really small, and that's okay, because the people that I have met are pretty awesome. So if you like watching, you can subscribe and click on the little bell on the bottom, then you get a notification every time I upload a new video, so you don't miss anything in my crazy little podcast world. So yeah, I'm just going to spend a few minutes and just show you some stuff I've been working on, stuff I've purchased, and stuff that I plan on working on, and stuff that I finished. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been about, I think I'm going on 3 weeks now, or maybe it's been more than that. And I did actually, I did record a video last Tuesday, and it was not good. So I just haven't had a chance to re-record. But I've had people ask when I'm going to be putting up a new episode. So here I am. Thank you. Thanks for asking. That, like I said, super exciting to me. Let's see, where shall I start? So like I said, I really apologize for taking so long to upload a new video. I'm trying to stay on schedule, and I'm doing a pretty good job, but it's just been really busy, driving back and forth to help out some family with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law with their house. We've been staying up there in that city, which is like an hour away from us. So yeah, it's been a little crazy on the weekends. Sorry, my nose just got really itchy all of a sudden. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it. I actually forgot my finished object, so I'm gonna pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry about that. Actually, before I get started showing you my finished objects, I forgot to say I am an American knitter living in Canada, and a couple of people have asked me why I'm here. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I had to run down the stairs. I am here because my husband is from here. So we got married 4.5 years ago. And we moved here a little bit after we got married, and because he's from here, because of work, we had to come back here, so we're here. And this is where I live, and I love it. I miss Rhode Island, which is where I was from. I miss the people, but it's a really small world, and you can keep in touch very easily because of technology, and that's awesome. So, and I also want to say hi to my biggest fan. Hi, Mom. Okay, so I'll get into finished objects. So this actually is kind of goes along with stash enhancement. I went to get my nails done a couple weeks ago, and I was a little bit early, so before I went to the salon, I knew about a store that is not too far from me. I believe it's called the Bead Boutique. Yes, I think it's the Bead Boutique. And it's not a yarn store, but they do have yarn there, and I knew about that from a friend of mine, so I checked it out. I went in, and it's just a really small section of yarn, but it's nice yarn. And they had Mikobeeko, so I got Mikobeeko worsted weight. Normally I don't buy worsted, but I did because it was nice and soft, and I was like, I could use a pair of mitts. So I got color number 237, 40. Sorry, I don't know, but Mikobeeko. And let me see if I can find the cake. Hang on a second, because it's really cute colors. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it was actually 210 yards, so I knew I could get a pair of mitts out of that, and I did. And this is what's left over. 100 grams in total, but this is what's left over. So that is the color. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the color. That's what's left over. So I got quite a good bit left over, and then I'll try them on for the full effect. I have an Olaf sticker on my sleeve from Frozen, thanks to having a 3.5-year-old. So I made these mitts. They are the Cozy Cuffed Mitts, and I forget who they're by, but they're a free pattern on Ravelry. I changed the pattern a little bit myself. I always do. I never follow the pattern, like, especially if it's a free pattern. But they were, I believe they were supposed to be longer, like to here probably, but I wanted that part a little bit shorter, but they're still quite long. And then they actually go up so they cover your hand more. But I like to cuff them down. And yeah, that is them. Hopefully you can see. I love the colors. If it's not showing up, it's like muted like purples and like aqua green. Hard to explain, but you can probably see it. But yeah, so those knit up really quickly, and I like them because it's funny, I used to make knit mitts all the time myself, and I did fine with the thumb gusset, never even thought about it. But then I stopped after a while, and when I started up again, I had to follow directions. I had to look it up how to do it, and I always got holes around the thumb, and this pattern I didn't. So like it's nice and closed right there, if you can see that. My lighting's bad. And there's no hole right in here with the joining of the stitches and stuff, so I was really happy with that. So I love these. They're nice and warm, and they're soft as Mikobeeko is. It's what was it? Pure merino wool, 100%. So yeah, those are my finished objects. That is it. No, it's not. Well, yeah, that is it for finished objects. Mostly finished object is I was watching the Hey Sister podcast, and Tabby came out with 2 new sock patterns, and they were both on sale. So the first one that she came out with was Wonderland socks, so I immediately went over and bought them because they were on sale. But so I made those, and they're a purchase pattern, so I won't say too much, but they're a toe up, which I've never made a complete pair of toe up socks. And they're also with the afterthought heel, which is also something I've never tackled. So I think the yarn is Nako yarn. It was something that I got probably back in the winter. It was just a sock yarn, like a workhorse, like Patton's Croy sock yarn. So it's I guess, would you call that self-striping? That's the one that's still in progress. Here's the one that's almost finished. Here's from the bottom. So it's a really, really cute pattern. So simple, but nice, you know what I mean? It looks really nice. I have to do that. There's a little marker for the afterthought heel, so I'm going to do that. The top is the super stretchy bind off, which makes it look a little wonky. It's like, see how it flares out at the end? I don't really like that, but I'm thinking I might block these, actually block my socks. And hopefully that will remedy itself. But I like how she kept the pattern in the cuff. Let's see. I know I'm really fiddly with this. I'm not really showing it to you, but she kept the pattern going into the cuff, so I thought that was really cool. So, and then this one, I just have to do the bind off this sock. And they don't match, but if you know me, I don't care that the socks don't match. I like the mismatchedness, because actually, in reality, they do match, because it's the same yarn. But they're socks, and mostly nobody will see them, and when they do see them, they'll be like, those are really cool. So I gotta do the afterthought heel. I am equally excited and terrified, but probably more terrified because it was not a lot of work, but it's work that goes into it, so I'm afraid to cut into them, but I'll do it. I'm not that terrified, just like, okay, let's just do this. So those are mostly finished, and I'm really happy with them, so I'll add that to my box of socks, year-long knit-along that I'm working on. And can somebody tell me, is there another box of socks or year-long sock knit-along happening? I'm not really familiar. I just knew the box of socks one, but I plan on having that done pretty soon. Or actually, I think I might have a dozen socks already, but I'm not sure. Yeah. And actually, Tabby from Hey Sister also came up with another, or she put out, after the Wonderland socks. She also put out the Snowfall socks, which I'm looking at on my computer, which is right behind the camera. And I purchased those. I purchased those too. I think they're doing a knit along, so I was like, I'll definitely purchase them because I want to participate in that knit along. And they're really pretty. There's like a wavy pattern on them, so I can't wait to tackle those. Haven't done it yet. Haven't even started because I have so many things happening right now on the needles. So my work's in progress. If you've watched before, or if you're on my Instagram at all, which I did not talk about how you can contact me. Instagram, I'm Kamiko MC Knitspired. All the information will be below. On Ravelry, I'm Mikobeeko, and there's also a Knitspired Ravelry group. Knitspired group. It's Knitspired on Ravelry. So yeah, join the group. Follow me on Instagram. Talk to me. Send me messages. I love talking to other people. So yeah, feel free to do that. I would love to hear from you and see what you're working on, and you can inspire me and otherwise. So anyway, so if you do follow me on Instagram or you've seen my other podcasts, you know that I partook in the Stephen West Speckle and Pop Mystery Knit Along. I'm still in the first clue. They're completely finished with it. I had to put it away. It's been a lot. It was just too much of one thing for the first clue, and I felt like I was working on it forever and I wasn't making any progress, even though I was. It just doesn't. It looks awesome. I love it. I'm actually itching to pick it up again, but I have a few other projects that I want to work on. I'm looking at it right now, but it was kind of not being very nice to me, so I was like, all right, I'm putting you aside right now. So I'm not even going to show it. Actually, I am going to show it because I do love these colors. So I'm going into the third color, and I've got, it's so stringy and it's such a lumpy, bumpy mess right now, but you know, this is it right now. So I'm really happy with the colors and everything and the fade that's happening, because I'm not very good at the whole fade thing, but I'm happy with this one. And the next color that's happening is really cool too. It's my own dyed color, hand dyed color. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna look really cool. I've seen a few finished objects, but I tried finished speckle and pops, but I try not to look too hard because I don't want to be too, like, I don't want too much of a spoiler, because I can't wait to see how it turns out for myself. So I'll be working on that soon. I'm definitely going to finish it. Super excited about that. I think I keep saying super excited. I also was in the Knitting Expats Road to Rhinebeck Mystery Knit Along, and that, excuse me, that I dropped a stitch in it way back, and I was going to rip it out, and then I was encouraged not to rip it out by Mean Girls, the girls on that podcast, Rebecca and Stephanie. They were like, don't rip it out. So I kind of let it sit for a little bit, and I decided not to rip it out. Nobody knows where the problem is. But it is set aside for a little bit. I'm looking at that, and I'm not going to show it right now because I'm not happy with it right now. That was very bad to me. So I'm really not happy with that little guy. I'm definitely going to finish it though, but I think I might also do it in more contrasting colors, because I did like an icy blue and like a nice snowy gray. That's the best I can describe it. And they don't contrast very well. And then I saw Mina's finished Road to Rhinebeck shawl, and it looks so awesome. So I think I'm going to make another one, but I do love the one I'm making, and I will finish it, but I'm just not doing that right now. So another one I've worked on is the Find Your Fade by Andrea Mowry. Everybody knows that one. I've made a lot of progress on this one, and I'm almost done. I am like hitting the end, not quite done, but I still have the last color to add into it. But I'm really happy with this one, and I cannot wait to finish it, but I feel like it's taking forever. Now it's starting to go quicker, but it took forever. And it's, again, lumpy, bumpy, stringy, nothing's woven in, and I don't even remember all of the yarns that I'm using, so I'm not even going to tell you. Mostly they are leftover sock yarns or stash sock yarns, so it's just basically, to me, it's the color. So this is my Find Your Fade, and I had my own idea on how to fade it. I I do not follow the directions. I just do my own thing. So that is that. That is my Find Your Fate. I really hope you can see that because my lighting is terrible and I really apologize. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's gonna look so cool when it's on. Yeah, it doesn't look very cool right now because it's a mess, but I'm happy with that. So I wanted to share that with you and show you my progress there. And what else am I working on? My sock head hat that I was working on for my dad is set aside, but I'm definitely going to finish that. And then this also kind of goes with acquisitions. This is my last object that's on the needles that I'm actually working on right now, besides like scrap blankets and stuff like that. I'm not even going to share those right now because I haven't even touched that stuff. I acquired this yarn, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but I started this pattern yesterday because when you have a gazillion things on your needles, what you should do is start a new project, because that's what I do, because I really need my mind cluttered up with even more stuff, but that's just how I work. I get so bored. I'm like an ADD knitter. I am. But it's good, because I designed my own pattern and I got kind of a few ideas, so I'm just going to show it to you really quick. But it's a Regia yarn, nothing special, but I bought it the other day. And I realized the other day, the reason I picked this color was because I don't have any white socks. It's all like bright, colorful socks, which I will be showing soon. I'll show all the socks that I worked on this year. They're all bright colors. I love colors. If you have watched any of my episodes, you know that. This one, I didn't have any white socks, like white with like speckles or like little other colors in there, but like mostly white was the base color or cream color. So this looks like a plain stockinette sock. There is a pattern on the back. It's my own pattern. It's really cool. I kind of showed, I'm not going to show right now. It's going to be a surprise because I'm really happy with it. If I wasn't so happy, maybe I'd show it, but I'm really happy with it. I did show a little bit of it on Instagram last night, showing that I cast it on, I think it was last night. And I had like a couple inches on it, but I did a knit three through the back loop, purl one for the rib. So it's like a twisted rib. I don't know if you can see that. I like the definition that the knit through the back loop does, so I did knit 3, purl 1. I thought that was a little neat, a little neat. I thought it was cool. I'm really happy with this pattern. So I will have these done in the next couple days, and I have a couple ideas up my sleeve. I'm not really going to talk about it right now, but it's really exciting. So, because I needed to change stuff up a little bit and actually do something a little different, I guess. Anyway, that's my sock pattern. That is what I'm working on. Sorry, I have to look down at these notes because I knew if I didn't write it down, I'd be all over the place and I would forget what I was going to say, which I'm still probably going to forget some stuff. So I've done some shopping, some yarn shopping, not too much damage, no big deal, because you know me and my not wanting to spend so much money. But I love me some yarn, and you do too, because you wouldn't be watching if you didn't. So I got the Malabrigo. I showed you that. This is from the Bead Boutique. I believe that is the name of it. And that is a little shop in this little village near me. Mostly they have like beading stuff because that's the name of the store. Did they have fabric? They did not have fabric, I don't think. But they had some cool like crafty stuff like that. But my intent was to go in there and buy yarn to kill a few minutes. And then, okay, so I told you that we were going back and forth to London, which is London, Ontario, about an hour from here to be with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And while we were out there, one of the days, we decided to just take a break and go do our own thing. So I knew, of course, what do you do when you're a knitter and you're out of town? You go find the local yarn store. And I did. And this one is called Knit Stitch. I'm going to show you the card because I really like it. And the lady in there was super nice. I started following her on Instagram, but we started talking. And she had needle suggestions and yarn suggestions. So it's the Knit Stitch in London, Ontario. She is on Instagram. Cool stuff. Really awesome lady. the store is not jam-packed full, which I like. It had your basic yarns, but then it had like a little tree, a big tree in the middle with some really nice yarns, like indie dyed, like Hedgehog. I guess, is that really indie dyed? Life in the Tall Grass, and a few more that I can't even think of right now, but some really nice ones. I was so excited to see all those, and I bought this from Wool and Boon, and it is, the colorway is Tulips on Boon Classic, and it's 4-ply fingering sock weight, 100% superwash merino, 435 yards and 100 grams. So it's, the name of it I said is Tulips, like TWO lips, but it's a play on words. And it is so beautiful, oranges and pinks, and it's got like the yellow and some bright like orangey yellow in there with the speckles and red. And I love orange and pink together, so I love this and I can't wait to use this. I'm thinking this will probably be in a shawl because there's no nylon in it, which is fun. Really happy with that. So excited to get that. Also, when I was there, I decided to buy different new needles. So I've been knitting forever, and I started out with the bamboo needles, circular needles mostly, and those were great, but like seriously, I've been knitting, I don't even know, because it wasn't serious for a while, it was on and off, but I think 15 years, maybe a dozen years more seriously, I don't know. I think a dozen years ago is when I started doing the hats, maybe less than that, because I'm basing it on the ages of my kids. Not sure. Anyway, I started with circular needles. I started out, well, before that, I had the long metal needles from Walmart, so that's cool. The circular needles were the bamboo, the clover, I think is the name of it. And there's something happening in my office here. I think my cat is in here. I don't know. And those have seen better days. I have a ton of needles. I don't have an interchangeable set yet. I am working on that, I think. I decided that the other day. I decided that on and off many times. My camera turns off. I think it thinks it's just not doing anything. So I decided to start purchasing better needles. So when I was in Knit Stitch, long story short, which is not short because it's been a long story and I'm just babbling, I bought Addi Turbo needles, and I forget what is on them right now. Something is on those needles right now. I'm not really sure. Oh no, I knit my mitts with these, and they are the 32-inch US 5 or 3.75 millimeter needles. Oh my goodness, I love them. They're so nice. I don't have them in my hands right now, and I'm not going to search for them. You should see my table. It's like an L shape, like IKEA desk and table. It is a mess right now. I should take a picture of it. It's awful. So I'm not even going to start going through stuff right now. But they are there somewhere. The Addi Turbo needles. Love them. I would definitely recommend them. I think I might go for them. Get them as my interchangeable needle set. The Addi Turbos. Because I do sock knitting and shawl knitting. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Because I bought Knitter's Pride for my Speckle and Pop knit along. And I love those. And then I bought... along with acquisitions, I went in my local yarn store, and I bought, Higher Sharps. I decided to purchase those, and those are, I bought size 6s to replace my bamboo ones. My bamboo ones are officially retired, but I'm keeping them. I bought those, and I'm working on a little project right now that I'm not sharing, because I don't even know how it's going to come out. But I love the Higher Sharps. They're crazy. And they're nice and crazy slippery so that you don't have to, like, push. This is the way I knit, and I end up pushing the stitches on the left needle up and then pushing down with my right finger. And I have a callus. It was actually a hole, I don't know if you can see it now, in my finger. It was a hole. I poked a hole in my finger. And now it's a callus, so it's really cool. But I don't have to do that. That's not because of the Higher Sharps. It's just because that was from before. And the Higher Sharps are nice and slippery. But I don't think I'm going to get them for an interchangeable set because they're so sharp. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get a pair of them in sock yarn. But I am really enjoying using better quality needles. Yeah, I like the metal needles, definitely hands down like the metal needles. So it's just a matter of finding which ones, but I really do like the Addy Turbos. I think that's what I'm going to get for an interchangeable set. Anybody have suggestions, let me know. I'm not sure. So while I was in that local yarn store, that is called, I'm not going to say, because I haven't been in that store for a couple of years. And there's a reason. Hopefully I cut out the part that said what city it's in. I haven't been in there for a couple of years. They're super nice in there. And I don't have a bad experience. I just don't have the best experience because I think I've been spoiled by, there's one store in Guelph near me. It's a couple towns over, and that store is called All Strung Out, and she's so friendly in that store, just super nice. I always have an amazing experience in there. Always, the 2 times that I've been in there. The other one that's over here, not too far from me, nobody greets you, and they're just like really quiet, I guess. Maybe she's shy. She's super nice, or the person that was there was super nice. But I don't get the warmest feeling. It's an awesome shop. They have awesome stuff in it. I don't mean to sound mean. I'm not being mean at all. I just don't have the best experience there. It might be me. Maybe I come across as hard to talk to. I'm not sure. But I get really excited when I talk about knitting, so I don't know. I don't have a bad experience. I'm rambling. I shouldn't even be talking about this. I didn't have a bad experience. It ended up being a good experience. I got the high sharps. There was a girl sitting on the couch knitting, and I was looking at her stuff, and then she ended up ringing me up because I was kind of left there. It's just like somebody had asked me a question if I had any questions or if I was okay, and I said yeah, and then I started talking to her, and then she started helping somebody else. This was before I got rung up at the cashier. So I was like, okay, I was talking, but all right, whatever. So that was fine. I don't want anybody over my shoulder anyway while I'm shopping. But and it's not like I'm not going to go there. I love the store, and the people are nice. Don't get me wrong. All right, I'm going to stop talking about that. I got yarn there. I got the Regia that I'm working on, the socks that I told you about. Actually, I got 2 skeins of it because it's in, I'll show you. It's in 50 gram balls. Yeah, it's the Regia 4-ply classic, and I don't think there's a colorway on it. It's 01400. It's great sock yarn. It's a little bit softer than the Patons, but it's like a nice workhorse kind of yarn, and it's Regia, so Regia. I just spit again. Sorry. Wow, I am sorry. I wish I could cut that out, but I can't. Well, hey, this is me. Sorry. I got that there. I also got, because it reminded me of a candy cane, Cascade Yarns, Heritage Prints, 7525, and the color is 31. Yeah, so obviously I'll make socks with that. It's like pink and cinnamon and red and pale pink and light pink and almost white. Okay, so that's what I got. Those 2 yarns and the high sharps. I also bought this the other day. This is see, I took notes. I wrote down notes so that I wasn't all over the place, and this is me not being all over the place. So I got this at Michael's. It's by Susan Bates, and it's one of those digital counters, and you can put it on your finger, so that's kind of cool. But they say they boast, keep track of your rows and stitches, and that's great, except if you have a 3.5-year-old around, you kind of have to keep track of it yourself in your own head, hoping that she doesn't touch it, because she thinks that's a great little toy, of course. So I got that. I think that is all I have gotten recently. I think something that I need to get soon is some stitch markers, because I have my own that I've made, and they're okay, but I want some cute ones. So I think I'm going to get some stitch markers soon, but I don't really know where to go, and I guess I'd have to buy them online, because I was looking in my local yarn store the other day, and they didn't really have anything. I didn't see anything. I'm not sure. So as far as knitting, that was a lot of talking, I feel like. And that's all that's happening. Oh yeah, I did write down stuff that I want to be working on. Yeah, so I told you that I purchased the Snowfall Socks pattern. It's right in front of me. I should know this. It's called Snowfall Socks. And that is by Tabby from the Hey Sister podcast. Sorry. The Hey Sister podcast. Really pretty. I'll be working on those soon, hopefully before the end of this year. And also the Comfort Cardi by Andrea Mowry. I purchased that a few weeks ago, a month ago. I have not picked out yarn for that, and I have no idea. I probably, you know what, maybe my goal will be to start it on New Year's, like at the beginning of 2018. That's what I should do. It will give me a chance my goal should be to finish all my projects before that, as long as I don't start anything new. But I always have socks, though. I feel like I'm one of those people that always has to have socks on the go, because if I'm in the car, which happens a lot, and I'm not driving, which happens a lot, I have to be knitting, so I do always have socks on the go. So my goal, maybe you can hold me to this, is to finish all my little projects, my shawls, all that stuff before the end of the year, because it is coming fast. We're in the middle of November almost, or the beginning of November, so that's crazy. So the Comfort Cardigan I will start after the first of the year. Yeah, enough said about that. As far as anything else goes, started watching Stranger Things. I know everybody watches it, but the new season came out on Netflix a couple weeks ago, so we started that. We're only like 2 or 3 episodes into it, so awesome show, check it out. I binge watched Offspring, and I did finish it, and that is a really good show. Definitely recommend that one. Funny. Funny, and it had its sad moments too, but it was like family drama and comedy. It was like an amped up Australian Grey's Anatomy, but better. But I love Grey's Anatomy, so it's not better. It's not really comparable. And what was another show I was going to talk about? Oh, I started watching this on Netflix just for comic relief. Schitt's Creek. Mom, I'm not swearing, I promise. It's SCHITT. It is hilarious. Like, ridiculous. Like, these people are, it's like, I don't know. It's funny. I enjoyed that. I started watching that. And mostly just podcasts. And speaking of podcasts, I have to say hi to the Mean Girls, Stephanie and Rebecca. You guys are awesome. I swear I've gotten a lot of exposure because of you guys. You talked about me once, and then in another podcast, you guys mentioned me again, if you're even watching. So hi, if you're watching. You mentioned me again, and I was surprised to hear my name. So I showed my husband, I'm like, you have to watch. And he's like, what am I watching? And then he heard my name in my podcast, and I was like, oh my God, I'm famous. Not really, but I felt it. I felt famous because of them, and I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are the awesomest. Mean Girls, if you have not checked out Mean Girls, they are the best. They went to Rhinebeck, and I was super stoked for them because they're awesome. And they cracked me up. They did a couple of live videos, I think. They did a pretty good recap of it. I felt like I was there. I was super excited about that. Actually, I watched a lot of people's Rhinebeck stuff, which was fun because I didn't get to go. Maybe next year I'll go. I would really like to go. They had so much fun. They have so much fun on their podcast. I love their stuff, Mean Girls. Their projects, their knit items, whatever they're working on, they just knit the best stuff, and they're fast. And they're so funny, and they're so real. Oh my goodness. I love that. I feel like I could just like hang out with them. So someday, guys, maybe we can hang out. And other ones, I started watching Squirrel Pie Productions, and I really like her. So you've probably already checked her out because there's not really many people watching me, but which is fine. It's totally fine. So, and the Bees Knits also. Yeah, I follow her on Instagram and also watched her. I have watched her podcast. So Bees Knits. And have I checked anything else out? The Wooden Nest. I started watching her first episode the other day. I haven't watched anything else, but I really liked her. She's very quiet and low key, and it's a nice change from some other podcasts. But she makes beautiful stuff, amazing stuff. So she's super talented. Like all the knitters out there. Thank you, all you knitters out there, because you guys have some amazing stuff and you really inspire me. And I also wanted to mention just really quick, because it's a podcast and we share the things that we like, and I have talked in the past about being vegan. Actually, I don't think I could really consider myself vegan because I use wool, but I'm kind of careful about what I use. It's kind of a gray area there for me knitting with wool. I know some people are hardcore about not using it. So I consider myself more plant-based because it's the way I eat. It's for health, it's for the animals, it's many reasons. But I've told you before, that's how my family eats, and it works great for us. I got this magazine, though. If you've ever watched the documentary Forks Over Knives, I have not watched that yet. I read the book. I read a book. But there's a documentary, Forks Over Knives, and then they came out with this magazine. I got it at Walmart last year, and it was only up for a little while. And it was crazy expensive, but it's full of recipes and ideas and like how to stock your pantry, even though we had already been vegan for a couple of years. This has some amazing recipes in it, and I just wanted to show you. You can probably find people who have blogged these recipes, but I've only had a couple that were duds, and they were duds for me. They didn't work very well for me, but a lot, as you can see, I don't know if you can hear it, like the crinkliness and like all the little sticky notes, and it's just like beat to shreds, but like the pages are sticking together because it's like a cookbook. There's some amazing recipes in here, and easy. Like we're not like organic and crazy stuff like that. We just don't eat animal products. That's it. You know, we're not even that healthy sometimes. Like we eat junk food. Like a lot of Doritos, not a lot, but some Doritos are accidentally vegan, so we're not like super healthy or anything, and organic and hippie crunchy and stuff, although some people might think we are. But anyway, this magazine is awesome. If they come out with another one, I think you can get it at Walmart. They might come out with one this season. I have no idea. I'm just saying that. Don't even hold me to that. I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're interested at all. And if you ever have any questions about plant-based eating, definitely ask me. I'm not an expert, but I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and it's been a huge learning curve as far as cooking, because I liked to cook before, and I basically had to relearn how to cook, because you think you put eggs or milk and everything, and there's other ways to cook, and it's really not that hard. So if you ever have any questions, definitely ask me. Feel free to reach out. I would love to help you if I can, but you can basically make anything vegan. I made bacon out of rice paper the other day, and I told my sister, and she was like, "That's disgusting," and I said, actually, it was really good. So, yeah, definitely ask me about that. I'm actually going to go make a spicy tofu bowl tonight. Not the biggest fan of tofu, but if you've tried it, it basically takes on the flavors of everything else. It's a crispy tofu bowl. Crispy and spicy. I don't know, something like that. That's what I'm making tonight. Check that out. See, I'm always happy to try cooking different things. Whoa, sorry. Oh, I'm happy to experiment with new recipes, because we mostly have all the ingredients on hand. But yeah, so that's that. I just wanted to touch that real quick about the plant-based cooking. And I think that is it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode and weren't too put off by stuff I said. Yeah. So I will hopefully be back in a week or two.